They are not doing anything. Perhaps the only area where they need to get smarter is around building the world-class talent you need to deliver world-class services. So it's very difficult for one person to do that. And then also building the investment infrastructure that allows people from all over the world to invest in African companies going global. That probably needs some work. But I don't think there are things that the government is not listening to us on. I think the first barrier is for companies like Wakanow to become global champions. We need to have global champions. You see Dangote. Dangote, with his oil refinery business, he's going global, right? You look at, we don't have many global champions. The biggest, the stat that keeps me up at night is that in this country, Nigeria, 200 million people, the largest employer of labor is 33,000 people, Dangote. We should all be ashamed of ourselves as entrepreneurs. All of us. All of us.
When I worked at Walmart,
we have a million people.
Years ago, we had 1 million employees.
And what are they doing? You understand what I'm saying? So do you understand what I'm saying? So, and you have, every year we graduate 600,000 smart people from our universities, right? And we only employ, the largest employer of labor in this country only employs 33,000 people. It's a shame.
Largest employer outside of government.
Look, government is not an employer. It's a welfare scheme. I told them I said it. If you don't stop there. So they know me well, don't worry. They're my friends.
You can have a business that can be bullied. So
you know me, I'm in the air. So they will have to come to Yaba and meet my boys.
Yeah. But I think you made a valid point. And I want to go back and talk about education. I think the likes of myself, should be forced. Like, the government should call us and say, you guys go teach a course in a college close to you. And honestly, almost, and I mean that sincerely, because the challenge is world-class talent. And you see, a lot of Nigerians, we are very arrogant and ignorant. We're very arrogant, and when they peel the onion, you have to fire that person. And we're super arrogant people. But the true sense of it is that talent has left this country quite a bit.
Yeah.
The likes of the UK, the US, and Canada has gained a lot of talent. The need for us to continue to capacity build in the nation cannot be overemphasized. No. And that's how we don't have to go outside to go look for folks. From tech, to people, to analytics, to data, to AI engineering. We're trying to do some work in AI, and the people that we're seeing here, when we start asking them questions, because as you learn for AI, I can do the same. And I think people discount that all the things that you downloaded to come and speak to me, I did the same thing to come and talk to you too. So one of us are on the same page. Because I'm looking for fun.
It's a fantastic way to start. So you invest, so this is what I always say, right? We have to build what we're looking for in talent.
Yeah. And
we have to make a commitment to do it together.
Yeah.
Right? What would it cost us as technology leaders to say, okay, we're going to create AI bootcamp, right? Take 1,000 people at a time, train them to be AI experts. Each of us can take half of that class. We won't even be able to use all of them. They can go back into the marketplace. I'm saying this because
once you do that training,
this
is always my challenge. It's not the investment. It's that we train them, they work for you for 2 months, they apply to jobs.
Train another one. Let me tell you, the cost.
But I don't, I don't run a charity, right?
No, I know you don't run a charity.
And because I don't run a charity, it means that I'm trying to make sure that even if we invest 10 million, 20 million into that program, I want to make sure I get 20 million worth of benefit back.
You will. No, let me tell you why. If you think in scale, you will. If you think in scale, because if you train, look, my mindset is always, look, Andela trained 175,000 developers. It hired in Nigeria, maybe across Africa, maybe 1,000 of them. It hasn't suffered. From that 1,000 developers, it's making like $100 million a year. So it's not. We just have to think in skill. That's why we do it together. I'm not asking you to go and do Wakanow School of AI. You understand what I'm saying? But if we come together and think in skill and work together to conquer the global market, like our people, what they just did? They did attack is the best strategy of defense. Because they realize that, look, if these people figure out how to use their talents, and those people that they're hiring, they're in our companies making the kind of, won't you pay? You pay now. You pay to keep your people. But they figured, these people don't know what they have, so let's just come and bleed them, give them immigration, and let them go.
And most of them that have moved to Canada can't find jobs.
They can't find jobs. They can't find jobs. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
And they're stuck there.
I have a Mandela fellow. He left us a few years back. At the time he was leaving us, working remotely, he was earning about $5,500 a month, right?
Sorry,
$5,500 a month.
Okay.
He went to Germany. Yeah, they gave him a higher salary on paper. He takes home $3,600 a month. That's the story of most of our people that went. And his cost base is higher. He's just there for the passport. Like I always said, there are smarter ways to get the passport.
You can pay.
You don't even need to pay. I don't like paying. You know why I don't like paying? Because Russians pay too, so you want to be careful.
But the point is that, look, and it goes back to the point that we're making, to add back to the audience, that talent is needed. We need to train. And I agree with you, we need to train at scale. I am willing to train and help and do that. Of course, I want to get benefit.
Define your benefits.
I'm not like
Define your benefits.
I'm a one-for-one guy. I like to invest #1, get ₦1 million out on the other side. Yes, that's what they call business. But you see, we must, the people listening to us must be also willing to come to the table to get trained.
That's it.
And we need more people to come to the table to get trained, because I can tell you now, if you want to hire a commercial leader, it is tough in this country. Forget all these technical skills, People that just understand how to buy it at ₦2 and sell it at ₦100. That understand, I'm not talking about people that understand the math. People that understand the math is even a hard work. And I am willing to train, he is saying he's willing to train, and those are the things that we need to advance our course. Because again, we need to export our talent. You know, you can live here and make $5,500, right? That's significant. And let's convert it to Naira. That's about ₦9 million a month, right? ₦9 million a month is 108 million a year in income. If you make 108 million naira in Nigeria, you're a big boy. You can go to the club and shut it down, for real. That's how I measure money, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, speaking of what government can do, I mean, one of the things we're having conversations about now is encouraging more people to come back by giving them tax holidays. You understand? So those people that come back want to tell government, look, give them 2 years off so they can settle down. Don't tax them anything, right? And then after 2 years, you can tax them because their income would have
The company or the individual?
The individual.
Oh.
If the company is already tax-free, they're in the free zone.
Who keeps the taxes?
You decide. If your company hires more people, you keep more of your taxes.
I love that. Again, I told you that we're talking backstage quite a bit, and one of the things I said is that I never care about taxes. I pay my taxes because I always believe I need to go out and go make more money. Maybe I'm not making enough, or maybe
No, trust
I'm making
me.
too much.
I mean, so I'll tell you my own experience with taxes. I'm a Delaware champion. I'm sure you guys know. And then the other day, I got a significant windfall, and I actually had to look at how much the government was going to take out of my bank account. Picture my surprise when I discovered that America takes 51% of what I make as a company. Right?
I'm not talking about America. I'm talking about Nigeria.
No, I'm just saying that. I don't know, but Nigeria was only going to take 10% withholding tax. Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, why am I keeping all my assets in America? All of a sudden, Nigeria looks great because Nigeria's top tax bracket is 18%. If you work out of the free zone, if you have any shares in a foreign company, you pay zero capital gains tax. It's the best country in the world.
And that is why I don't allow, I never talk bad about Nigeria. And I want to make sure I get this point out. I never speak negatively about Nigeria. Like when I go on TV, I was on TV 2 days ago, and the guy interviewing me wanted to continue to ask me, tell me the challenge. I was like, let me tell you about the opportunity. You see, we must start to shift our mindset to the opportunity that exists here. I'm not saying there's no challenge. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's no pothole on our road. But you see, there is more there's a lot more opportunity than we can imagine. I live by Nike Art Gallery, and I had to go to that TV station, and I forced my way to take the new coastal road.
Yeah.
It took me 12 minutes to get from Nike Art Gallery to Ahmadu Bello in Silverbed. And I said to myself, somebody then looks back and say, government is doing nothing. At least they've done this one.
Yeah.
Let me thank them for it. And I think as citizens, I challenge you all to look at the positive side of Nigeria and talk about the positive side of Nigeria more than the negative side. And you need to be better to our fellow citizens to get our country to be better.
Thank you so much.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We're pretty much out of time. We'll just wrap it up here. Like say any final words. Ooh, probably. But thank you so much.
Let's use it.
Okay. Any final words?
Well, I think my biggest thing is Nigeria needs global champions. So the biggest challenge for me to you is go out there, make $1 million on the world, come to Nigeria and spend it tax-free.
And
My last word to you is that if you don't buy your ticket for Wakanow, you're going to miss your flight. In Jesus' name. Everybody should please buy their ticket for Wakanow.com. If you have family abroad, you should tell them to buy their ticket for Wakanow.com. Like I told you, that is how we make these global champions that he's talking about.
thank you very much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Let's take a picture.
Yeah, picture.